welcome, welcome. We like to
Hey,
thank you for being here at the Westside Connection Poetry Corner. Today we have some heavy hitters in the building. But first, we'd like to introduce myself, Ebb and Flow co-host, Miss Drea the Poet, Mr. King Atterbury, and shout out to our producer, Q. Thank you all for being here tonight. Like we said, we have some really great poets in the building tonight. We'd like to thank you all for joining us. And I'll pass the mic over to Miss J the Poet.
Hello, everyone.
hey.
Thank you all for being here and joining us. I'm going to pass the mic first to King so he can do his introduction.
What's up, everybody? Another night, Thursday, Poetry Corner Westside Connection. Glad everybody could make it here tonight. And everybody out there in the Poetry Corner universe, stay tuned and listen to all the flying dopeness that you're about to see and witness.
Okay. We're going to start with Carlos. Carlos, tell us, where you're from, what you got going on in the poetry world, and if you have any upcoming events.
Um, I'm from LA. My name is Carlos. Yeah, I work at the Sims Library of Poetry with World Sage Press. So, big shout out CLI. Yeah, so we always got something coming out right there.
Okay, can you bless us the mic with one of your poems? Preferably
Yes.
the one you did on Wednesday. I love that poem.
Okay. Um, I'll start with this one. I'm the wetback. My water-soaked shoes left the wet track. I got deported twice, but that was just a minor setback. Cause I'm strong like the current of the Colorado River. The tone of my courage made the border patrol shiver. I've been through all the borders, El Paso, Tijuana, Agua Prietas, Palomas. I move like smoke of marijuana. I'm smooth and unnoticed. Some label me as illegal, but if they would really notice, I'm a reflection of their ego. I'm the reason why the government created Border Patrol. They already took our land, but they'll never take my soul. See, I was blind to the fact that the land belongs to me. Now I'm a slave in the place my ancestors were royalty. They stole my history, my beliefs, even my pride. The Jews weren't the only ones who suffered genocide. Now I have to sneak in to the land that I once ruled. They told us we're illegal. Now I know that we were fooled. What's my name? Where am I from? I know that you don't know. That's why they label me simply as a UFO, a alien, an unidentified foreign object. But y'all should think twice about the words that you select. I'm the wetback, son of the rain. In the pain, my brain remains trapped with an invisible chain. Society's my prison. From the water I have risen. I'm not being treated fair, but nobody want to listen. Borders are just stupid reasons made by man to have land to their name and to have the upper hand. The government's a backstabbing, land thieving crook. Why don't they write about that shit in the history book? But the words I say are senseless. You will never believe me because I'm trapped in the fenceless in the land of the free. I'm the wetback. My water-soaked shoes left the wet track. I got deported twice, but that was just a minor setback. Thank you.
Woo!
All right, bro.
Okay,
Okay.
poet.
Thank you so much for
So,
sharing that poem with us. Next up, we have Hiram Sims. Tell us where you're from, what you do, with any upcoming events, and then bless us with the poem.
Hey, first of all, really cool to be here with y'all. Some East Coast folks and some West Coast folks. Just super excited about tonight. I'm from South Central Los Angeles, born and raised, and I run a poetry nonprofit called the Community Literature Initiative, and we teach poets how to finish and publish books. And we have 10 chapters all over the country. We got chapters in LA, Long Beach, San Bernardino, San Diego, Sacramento, Austin, Texas, DC, and two national chapters. I might be missing one. But yeah, we our focus is helping writers of color to finish and publish books. You can check us out at communitylit.org, and we've helped over 250 writers all over the country to finish books, mainly poets. So, check us out. Andrea went through the class. She put out a book. Ebony went through the class. She finished a book as well. So did Carlos. So we're just excited about all the progress. So to read a poem, I was told that it's 11 o'clock on the East Coast, and I should not put people to sleep. So I'm gonna do this poem, you know, uh, that I think is relevant. Sometimes people visit LA from other places, live here for a couple months, and then they talk a lot of mess, so I wrote this poem, as a native Angelino. The poem's called "Don't Talk Shit About LA Unless You at LAX on Your Way Home." Miss me with your bitching about the horrors of LA traffic, about how LA pizza sucks compared to New York pie. Miss me with all your complaints about the high rent and the high gas and the high teenagers and the high bus drivers. I don't want to hear any more whining about how LA apartments have no air conditioning like the ones in Vegas or Chicago or Touch My Sister, Mississippi, where you came from. And yes, I know the 405 is a parking lot. And yes, I know the smog is thicker than your leg hairs. And yes, I'm sure there is no gang violence in Alaska. But this is our home. And some of us were born and raised in this palm tree gutter you have come to hate so much. Got all our groceries from the liquor store and chili cheese nachos from ice cream trucks as our dinner, recipients of that good LAUSD No Child Left Behind education while we were left behind, eating fish sticks and chocolate milk off county lunch tickets. I still got blisters on my feet from not wearing 2 pairs of socks at World on Wheels. Still got leftover tokens in my pocket from buses and Chuck E. Cheese birthday parties. Still got no red or blue clothes in my closet. Middle school boys asking me where I'm from, knowing both of us was born at King Drew or the Kaiser off a Cadillac. What you know about only having one person in your whole family who own a house, fiending for a backyard while you do your homework on the balcony. My mama taught me never go to someone else's house and complain. I know you miss the sweltering heat of Georgia, the sweet, sweet tornadoes of Oklahoma, and the 5 feet of snow burying your dad's Ford Fiesta. But you insulting my city is something I can't condone. So if we so fake, take your real ass home. I don't want to hear it. Matter of fact, flip that. I would love to hear all your complaints as long as you are at the kiosk check-in, printing out your boarding pass and tagging your luggage, or even outside as I give you that take your ass home goodbye hug and say, text me when you land. But if you reluctantly decide to stay, please don't talk shit about LA unless you at LAX on your way home.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Thank
That was
you,
rough, man.
Hiram. So that's how we do it in LA. Westside Connected. That was the captain. Thank you so much, Hiram, for that piece. Next up, we have Mo Flows. Welcome. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, sure. So I'm originally from Philadelphia, but I've been living in Virginia for about, I don't know, maybe about 13 years now, maybe 14 years. Uh, by way of the military. Um, so I spent a lot of time in the military. Now uh, I'm a professor at VCU, teach math, and I've been writing for a while, but I think probably within the last year or so is when I got serious about writing and starting to perform. So I'm still fresh, I'm just performing open mics and stuff like that. Just trying to put out content. Uh, and that, I mean, that's pretty much it. I think that my whole purpose is that I feel like poets, we we have a tough job because we in our craft, in our ability to be lyricists, we don't get the limelight, right? We're not monetized as much and all that good stuff, but yet the content. I mean, if you just go around, you could tour around any city, anywhere, and the poets are anywhere you go are just amazing with their lyricism and stuff. But we don't get the same. We're not monetized the same way. We don't reap the same benefits as some of the mainstream stuff. So I guess right now I'm just in this space where I'm trying to figure out as poets, how do we move forward on the ladder as far as reaping those benefits, but still maintaining who we are as poets, because there's a realness about poets that differs from mainstream artists. So that's pretty much it. That's all I got.
Great. Totally agree with you. So can you bless the mic for us now?
Yeah, I think I can. I'll do something. Let me see.
All right.
Your tongue holds the power of a gun. Your courage is a cock back, but it'll be your nerves that'll twitch and squeeze and give them 16 of those hollow tips filled with the power of your gift. And it'll hit them to the core, split and be impactful, so they'll sit in dead silence as you rob them of their ignorance. The only sound they will hear will be the clinking of shells dropping like gems, echoing off the inner walls of their souls, resonating within. You see, they will never forget how you make them feel when you spit that fire. And ignite a slow burning desire for another intoxicating shot of syllables and metaphors. They'll be binge drinking your words and you'll sip their snaps in return. You see, eventually your nerves will begin to settle, your anxieties will begin to lift, and your new experiences will reload another clip. You see, after your new experiences reload another clip, your creative spirit will be putting you into God's hands. He'll be your ventriloquist. You see, your lips will just be lip talking. You'll be watering the audience with this spit that's anointing them with the power of his gift. You see, your tongue does not only hold the power of a gun. You're well spoken. Your tongue is sharp like the tip of a sword, uniquely designed to cut the tops off domes deep in their minds and fill them with food for thought. That's creating fruit bowls so they could go out and spread fruit and be fruitful, like spread seeds and be fruitful, be fruitful and spread seeds like trees. You see, so stop playing footsies with your anxieties and stand up and show them your gift.
Yes.
Woo!
Woo.
Beautiful, beautiful.
All right,
Thank you
bro.
so much
Yeah.
for that. Thank you. So next up on the mic, we have Sincere Words. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello there. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, guys, as I said briefly before, I'm an artist from New York. I've been living in LA for about a year and a half now, actually. Yes, last May. When I came to LA, I already knew what the last poet said, where it's hard to monetize poetry, especially in today's age. So instead of me going to all these open mics, which I did, of course, because there's one every day in LA, I decided to host my own show. That way I could bring an audience to me. For the last year now, last October, I started Smoking Words at Legacy Lounge in Mid-City. We've been rocking consistently every first and third Thursday. But now I got a residency at Snoop Dogg's Sons Club in Culver City. Our first show is November 10th. I welcome all artists to come out. It's a venue space where I've seen that a lot of shows have been primarily artists in the audience and artists coming on stage. I wanted to make a space where we can have real consumers of arts, customers, clients that can actually enjoy the art and want to pursue things further. Because I noticed that when I'm performing in front of a bunch of artists, they love it. It's cool. Just like us here, we're all artists, we're networking. But it's hard to sell weed to other weed growers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I released my first book last year. I'm working on my second one. It's a poetry book entitled Homicides and Heartbreaks. My next book I'm working on now is Letters Never Sent. You'll hear about it if you guys follow along with me, follow along with my story. And I believe, that's it. That's a general overview of me, myself. Just to piggyback once again off the last artist. I'm sorry, brother, I forgot your name.
Mo Flows.
Flows, just flows. What I would suggest for everyone, even myself, what I've been trying to figure out is how to transfer our products into other products that can communicate with people nowadays. So what I'm doing with my book series, I'm transferring it into short films, audio projects. You know, if we don't do music, we're not all rappers, but audio is the way to go nowadays. Audible, they're accepting a lot of poetry books nowadays. Since pandemic, I was told that the market for poetry books have gone up. Everyone doesn't read nowadays, so short anthology series, short poems, people like that short content. Even the way they ingest videos nowadays, it's reels, it's stories, it's short content. So that's what I would suggest for us all to do, just to try to transfer our products into other products that are more consumed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely makes sense. Thank you so much for dropping those gems. We really appreciate it.
Of course. After this, you guys, I would love. I've been to Sims before. Haram, I don't know if you remember. We have met before, brother. That's why I was excited to join you guys today, because once I heard Sims, I'm like, I've been meaning to go back to Sims. I would love to, you know.
Perfect. Okay, well, go ahead and bless the mic for us.
Okay, guys. Before I bless the mic, my book is entitled Homicides and Heartbreaks. There's a bunch of dualities to my stories. I will ask for you guys. Would you like to hear something from my homicide side or my heartbreak side?
Homicide.
There we go. This poem is entitled Crash Dummy. The collision between my destiny and my decisions, the life I live and the one I envision. I gotta choose. I gotta do something, because people are starting to look at me more highly than I do. I ain't shit. I'm no one's idol. I'm just another nigga living idle, not doing much for myself to prevail, not doing much for us to prevail. Just a ghost in a shell that gave up when I realized I was going to hell and I feel worthless. I tainted my soul, and the saddest part, it was done on purpose. Guilt is saying I should at least try because I didn't die. I crashed, but I survived. But who cares? I don't know if it's God's grace or my own will, just that to this day still my eyes are dry. Well, until that one question circles my mind. What's worse? Taking a life or wasting mine? Being a crash dummy.
Woo!
Okay, bro. That's what's up.
Thank you so much for that piece. Next up on the mic is Hiram Sims.
It's back on me, huh? Okay. I wanted to. I'm gonna do this poem about a family member of mine. I just wanted to talk about like the fact that many of us have family members that are on drugs of different kinds, some legal, some not legal, and just want to encourage anybody listening to keep those people in prayer. I had an auntie, we call her Pookie, and she would come to my house and like ask me to borrow money a lot, and she knew I was teaching at the college, and she asked me for like $5-10, and if I didn't have it, she would be really confused. She was like, "You got a good job, right? Like, why you can't give me $10?" But my aunties would tell me like, don't give her money because she would probably use it for drugs. And then one day, like, she asked me for $300 for therapy, and then told me the therapist and told me I can give the money directly to the therapist. And so I said, "Why do you need therapy?" And then she told me the story, which I converted into a poem. It's called Logic. Here we go. 21 weeks and the baby didn't make it. Every time she took a toke, the baby had to take it. Every time she bummed a smoke, the baby felt the buzz, and now remains remembered as the child who never was. She'd start the night with Miller Lite to fill her light with sin. To get her right, she mixed a Sprite with Hennessy and gin. And every night the dealer might come up when she came down. The uppers after supper made them duck her in the town. She rode the bus on angel dust. Her main disgust was men who burned her hope with acid dope, then tried to call her friend. She soaked her brain in crack cocaine. The crack remained her stick. She watched TV on PCP, and then she felt a kick. She rubbed her womb while taking shrooms, forsaking whom she bore. At Kaiser, they advise her to be wiser than before. Her county fed prescriptions bled addiction's purple haze. He'll wind up dead, the doctor said, if you don't change your ways. Her faded logic, jaded, made it easy not to trip. Why bicker over liquor if it's quicker just to sip? Jesus meant to please us when he made the water wine. If it's good enough for God's son, it's good enough for mine. And in her bath, the aftermath of afterbirth below did pour into the murky water, making it Merlot. Lean and methamphetamine went dancing in her veins. Another dream, another baby, swirling down the drain. 21 weeks and the baby didn't make it. Every time she took a toke, the baby had to take it. Every time she bummed a smoke, the baby felt the buzz and now remains remembered as the child who never was.
Woo! That was
Dope.
deep.
All right.
Talk to us, poet.
Dope.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
definitely on point, bro. You know what I mean?
Up next to bless the mic is Carlos.
All right. That was dope. That was dope, Hiram. On that note, I'd like to present another aspect of that scenario. It's called waiting. Waiting. Impatience becomes the norm. Unread messages and missed calls from potential clientele begin to pile up, creating a virtual traffic jam of radio frequent road rage on misinformation highway. Monetary fragments are accompanied by paranoia and uncertainty. Everyone is suspect, even the dirty children playing in sunshine alleys. We wait for the plastic wrapped small package to arrive, which contains the diamond crumbs and pebbles of temporary joy. We wait, unsettled and recline on Pontiac seats, examining fractions of the world around us through rear and side view mirrors. We wait, but it is worth the wait when we finally acquire it. 2.5 cigarettes later, a rough face with squinting eyes and cicatrice smile appears from the rear gate of the baby blue hospital scrub apartment building. He enters the vehicle through the shotgun door. Score 12.4 is the tale from a digital scale. Benjamin Franklin, frankly, times two in exchange for the crystal blue persuasion, a sandwich bag of glaziers and icicles and spears. Give my best to the missus and treasure the kisses, for they are the loyal who visits the prisons. Nice doing business. Door panel removed briefly to stash this completely. Put it back neatly for poverty destined, a peasant's investment. For everyone loves and pays to employ the services rendered and meant to enjoy. $20 bags of getaway and temporary joy. Ethics issues not worth debating when the customers are waiting. Whatever happened to our dreams? No one ever says, I want to sell drugs when I grow up. It's imposed and forced to do. Waiting. We wait for dreams to come true. Thank you.
Woo!
Right.
Woo!
All right, brother.
Thank you so much, Carlos.
Digging that. Digging that.
All right. So now we'll swing it back over to you, Moflos.
Right. So I'll do one of my older pieces. Let's see. She's in a deep sleep, laid in a pole position, dreaming of fast cash and fast cars. Pinches don't wake her, only leaving her soul scarred. She didn't went too far. She overpared, trying to get a hole in 1 or 2 shots. Getting tipsy to make that body rock. In the champagne room, she ready to make them corks pop. And they got many ones. Now their pockets got 2 knots, and they both for her. And they love to watch VIP Skybox. I mean, she batting ball, Chicago White Sox, and they pitch that game as money. She stuck playing sweet and sexy as honey. 5'6", caramel skin body right. thick ass, nice breast, waist tight. I mean, she got these niggas weak as crypto night, and so they giving up their green to gain the strength to defeat her self-esteem. And she claims to be standing her own 2 feet, like they don't see that pole that she using to lean. She dignifies her actions as a ways and means, not realizing she the actor, social media producing, and the addiction to dopamine writing the scene. Somebody rewrite the script, because this chick way past PG-13. Her daughters is watching. It's time for the final episode. To her ass is the biggest asset, but it's acid. We watching her soul erode. She ain't sleeping beauty, eyes wide open, can't see the real. She can't define the meaning of a woman no more. She defines it through her sex appeal. She is submitted and become a slave to the bills, and they got those, but no bouquet for her, just a roll sign with a call for the hoes. So shake that ass, mommy. Make that cash, daddy, buy your spirit back. Baby got it hidden in the corner of a passion behind her pride. Paula Patton beauty Grinch on the inside. She in a deep sleep, laid in a pole position, dreaming a nightmare, but ain't no Prince Charming coming to wake her. She's so maleficent, lost in the woods somewhere.
Yes.
Woo! Yes.
Now that was dope.
Yo, bro, I was hanging on like, what's next?
Right, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that was
that was
definitely on
heavy.
point, G.
Yes.
That
Really
was
enjoyed
heavy.
that. Thank you
Appreciate
so much for that, Mo Flows.
No
All
problem.
right, sincere words. We'll bring it back to you. Drop another one on us, please.
Okay. This piece is entitled, What is Sex? In the moment, I didn't think it was bad, but looking back, I lost my virginity at 11. Can you imagine that? And the girl was like my brother's age, and what I experienced, I think, made me skip over the beginner phase, because at a tender age, me and girls, we did this and that. And I surely didn't make them, but I showed them the way. We were young, having fun every day, and I mean, damn. Maybe that's why sex don't feel the same. Or maybe I'm just in a daze from doing the same thing over and over again. Because I'm as freaky as they come, but no matter how far I push my limits, my feelings stay numb. Really, I just want to count how many times I can make you come, because getting myself off is no longer fun, and I don't really need you for that. Plus, the sensation only lasts for a minute or two, and then I'm wondering what I'm even doing here with you, so I skate. Not me being cold-hearted or a player, I just don't want to stay. I tried to avoid this cliche, but so my message isn't lost. Sex isn't better than love. Well, at least that's what I was taught by experience. Because we did none of the above, but you were my best. You brought me to climax without sex, and even when I'm not sexing you or next to you, you're on my mind sometimes just so I can make it through and stay hard, but it's hard to keep up this routine. My name is screamed and it's not your voice. It's annoying to keep it up, but I don't know why or for what. Maybe practice? For when I'm somewhere other than your mattress? For when I'm finally making love instead of satisfying lust? Or to quote Dante, for when sex is no longer recreation but creation itself. Not of children, but of a feeling I haven't felt since you. I don't know what you thought, but this poem wasn't meant to spark sexual conversation, but sexual realization. That sex shouldn't be the foundation of your relationship. It should shift and elevate our understanding of one another to a higher plateau so we can gain access to each other's souls.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
That
that.
was
That
Yes,
was
sir.
yeah.
yes.
Where's on that?
All right, King. So now we're gonna jump over to you and ask you to bless the mic.
All right. I'm King Atterbury. Y'all can find me on Instagram, King Atterbury Inc. I published 20 books of poetry, and I have 3 upcoming books coming soon. So I'm going to recite a book from the man behind the hands, Little Joe's son. Um, Never one for cycles. What's the problem with people? They act like I don't see through reflections showing evil. Facial expression can't hide what's hidden inside. Eyes mirror the sky, showing clouds on the rise. Overactive voices explain the tone that's expressing. Divine power pressing against the physical in question. Who are really faded? Images in the aura. My boundaries and borders protect my space, fire water. I walk in and out the mist of the unknown, my mind roam. Way past the physical realm, enter from a God zone. Was strong enough to change the mind of a psychic? All I do is write and recite beyond the highest. Conscious, sees clear, my conscious. State feel. Only issue with me is my wheels be turning reels. The flash of dedication is ovation with situations. My patience never racing, only raising those wait king.
Woo.
All right, King. Thank you so much for that.
Right.
Thank you.
Next up, we're going back to Mr. Hiram Sims. Bless us with another poem.
All right. Um, this one is called I Believe in Hands. It's connected to something that an experience that Naomi Shihab Nye talked about. She's a poet out of Austin, Texas, published like 8 books of poetry. And her daughter asked her like, how do you know if you're alive or not? And then she said, if I can, if you can open and close your hand, then that means you're still alive, right? And I feel like these like 3 lines in your palm are kind of like evidence that you were designed, like that God made you. To me, when I look at my hand, it literally looks like I'm stitched together, like sewn together. And so whenever I, think about proof that God exists, I think about hands. So this poem's called I Believe in Hands. I believe in human tentacles reaching for each other in the light and the dark. I believe in shaking hands, strangers being introduced to strangers, touching as a sign of respect. I believe that the 3 lines in your palm are proof that God sold you together out of fat, black, and no slack, out of get down and act right, out of balled up fist and open palms. I believe in wedding rings and class rings, 44 karat gold, and plastic rings out the gumball machine. I believe in ring pops from the ice cream truck and 20-minute marriages on the monkey bars that lasted until the candy was all gone. I believe in black fists raised at Black Lives Matter rallies. I believe in French fries passed to me through car windows at rallies, his hand to my hand. I believe in DAP. Give me 5 on the black hand side. I believe in putting that hand up when that car behind you lets you in that lane. I believe in hands clapping at graduations as family members walk across the stage, cap and gowns in tow, while we head to Red Lobster to celebrate, or maybe Auntie's backyard for spaghetti and garlic bread if we struggle in this month. I believe in waving goodbye, throwing up the deuces until we meet again. I believe in 2 hands pushed together in prayer, sometimes folded, sometimes held out open, asking and asking and asking. I believe in hands writing new chapters for books yet written. I believe in hands pointing the way to a new destination. I believe in hands.
Yes.
Oh,
Look, look at all them hands snapping. I love
All right.
Oh, thank you for that, Hiram.
No
Next
problem.
up, we have Carlos back on the mic. Bless us again,
right.
Carlos.
All right. My style has a style of its own. Violin and cello concertos from Rome. Underground rap, instrumental mementos, Marlboro Menthos, pints of Merlot. My style has a style of its own. Sylvia, Virginia, Maya, and Zora, Gertrude, Selena, Sotil, and Dora, Anna, Joanna, Wendy, Simone, Sade, Alicia, Rocio, B. York. It's not me who has acted alone. My style has a style of its own. Initial and belt buckle, black cotton, chrome. Picasso's approach, Da Vinci's brushstrokes, Chaka's aerosol spray can control. Soledad Tacas, Delano Placazos, graffiti and brothels in Carl's Jr. restrooms. Freehand insignia, street gang regalia, Tupac and William, Shakurian, Shakespearean, Irving Johnson, magician, Gretzky, Banksy edition, Beastie Boys, Wu Tang, Ludwig Van, Wolfgang, Motel Sixes, Marriott's, Hilton's, Gardens in Paradise, Lost at John Milton's, Slaves, Repentance, Independence, German Shepherds, Chihuahuenses, New America's Dependent, Wetback Witnesses, Jehovah's Home. My style has a style of its own. Smith and Wesson, Glocks and Colts, Nuts and Bolts, Shocks and Bolts, Peace and Harmonies, Revolts, Faders, Buttons and Remotes, Pink, Floyd, Doors, Ramones, and Stones, Guns and Roses, broken bones, broken hearts, and broken homes, broken promises galore. Like the shit became couture. My style has a style of its own. Thank you.
Woo!
That's true. It does.
That'll have a style of his own. That's what's up.
Ebony, it's on you. She froze.
She on mute.
You're on mute.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Thank you so much for that, Carlos. So now we'll swing it back to Mo Flows.
All right. She asked me if I loved her, and I was empathetic but lacked reciprocity. I mean, I love the way that she loved me. Maybe because I didn't love myself enough, or maybe I loved myself too much selfishly instead of selflessly. I mean, there were things that I loved about her, but truth was I could live life without her and continue to rent space in her temple between her walls, disturbing her peace and invading her privacy, you see. But she invited me. I was standing on the outside her threshold, knocking, disguised as opportunity, waiting to give her a chance at true love. Finally, she failed to recognize the vampire that resided inside of me, waiting on a blessing to come in, waiting on her blessing to come inside and suck her dry, both literally and figuratively. But I ain't never lied to her. I mean, not with these lips. It said maybe when I kissed her, my energy stunned her, ran down her spine, and caused her to lose grip and pried her hands away from her pride, and her pride away from her resistance, and her resistance away from her essence. And so she let go, but I ain't never lied to her. I mean, she asked me if I loved her, and I told her, I don't think I could love you in a way that even I understand, or in a way that really makes sense, but I would love to learn your language and learn exactly how to speak to you in your feminine foreign dialect. So when you hear the masculine accent in my voice, it'll vibrate with your chi and make you wet. I mean, I guess I could have told her I wanted to talk dirty and have sex, but I'm a poet, so I spoke to her poetically, making it her responsibility to decipher my metaphor for what it really was. Retrospectively, I could see where I was subconsciously attempting to be verbally pleasing to her sapiosexuality by using the attraction of her physical beings to separate her logic from her reasoning. I was using the manipulation of my tongue, you see, but I ain't never lied to her. Maybe I lied with her physically and maybe spiritually when I tried to conceptualize my nonsense as innocence, and her too when she told herself if I love him enough, I could love him into loving me. You see, she was mistaking this infatuation for more than just sex. She was wet behind the ears in love from damn near drowning in this gravitational pool of lust, mistaking my backstroke for a touch of affection and my breaststroke for a heart's connection. To her, temptation felt like a vibe. To me, she was a flute of fine wine, and I was intent on binge drinking her, getting drunk with her by pouring myself into her, not realizing I was filling her up with regret until a cup ran over my cold shoulder into my lukewarm soul, and I felt the need to console or hold and reconnect kinetically, transferring energy, magnetically attracting her misconception to my deception and her womb to the flow of my seed. You see, she became the bearer of my fruit. Unknowingly, she had picked from a rotten tree. You see, because our roots didn't run deep and they didn't intertwine, and I didn't nurture her nature, and so the legacy of me fell like a dead leaf onto unfertile soil. You see, I never lied to her. Not as much as I lied to myself. Truth was, I never loved her, not as much as I loved myself, or I should say, not as much as I loved me, because I was starving myself of the God in me while I was feeding the savage in me consistently until I was constipated internally. That's full of my own shit. I had to man up and get 10 toes down to see over the mound of it and realize that God is self and God is love, and self-love was a necessity to give love, and giving love was a necessity to being loved, and truth was, I just wanted to be loved and to be love. She asked me if I loved her, and I told her no. I'm still learning to love myself, but I would love to give you my truth and let you decide where you want to lie. I learned to never lie to her when I learned to never lie to myself again.
Yes.
So
Thank you so much for that.
Great
Fire.
song.
That was fire, fire, fire.
Fire.
Appreciate it.
No problem at all. All right, next up, we're going to swing it back to you, Sincere.
Okay. This piece is entitled Sheesh. I hope there's a divine purpose and it's all meant to be, But then would we have free will actually? I'm sad to see you like this in the hospital. I see you the same, physically. But with the damage to your brain, for lack of a better words, you've lost your mind, literally. Started asking me yourself the same question that has haunted a little me. Does the soul retain memories when the body and mind are gone, or is it just like a battery that just passes on? I really need clarity. I'm torn because I don't care what you do to me after I'm gone. Whether you bury me, as long as I can keep this conscious, because if not, then if heaven was a mile away, I'll stay, to be honest. This is the only existence I know. Nothing after is promised. I want to be sincere for eternity, even if in hell. And if souls were for sale, I regret every stupid shit I brought because I would have brought you back. But did you leave? I wish the Bible told me to do more than just believe. I'm on my knees trying to plead, but Lord, if you need her, take her. The pain cuts and I bleed on these sheets of paper for the sake of, I guess, my own sanity. These thoughts scratching my forehead and they're damaging. I don't know if I can take it. I'm seeking confirmation. Am I really waiting to die to live in peace? The Bible could have been more detailed at least. Take all the religions in existence from Egypt to now and make them complete. But like most hidden truths, they say it will be revealed when you sleep. Sheesh.
Jeez, that was deep.
Sure.
Yes, thank you so much for that.
Okay, we're going to swing it back around to Mr. Sims. You got another poem for us?
Yeah. Okay. This is last one. So I feel like every poem has like an origin, right? A place that it comes from. And so with this particular poem, I had my daughter had a birthday party, and then somebody came to my house and did something I thought was real disrespectful. So I had to write about it. And also, I've recently been encouraging poets to come up with their own forms. Like in class, we talk about poetry forms. Like you got famous ones like sonnets and haikus and villanelles and caesuras. But I feel like all of us who I've heard from tonight, like consistently write in or naturally write in certain forms. And if you kind of look at maybe 4 or 5 of your poems, you could, create a form, which is really just about creating rules, to the poem, and asking other people to write their poems using, the rules. So I created a form called a Hieramian poem. And the rules are you have to have a striking first line. A striking title, then a striking first line, and then the last line has to be the first line of the poem. All right. So this poem, based on what happened at the birthday party, this poem is called Air Freshener Does Not Eliminate Boo-Boo Smell. Shit smell beats Febreze smell every single time. This is Muhammad Ali versus your uncle who likes to slap box. This is the Lakers versus your pickup game at the local park. This is apparently your whole insides versus $3.99 at Target. This is no match. And apparently you should have used one match or two matches or one flamethrower. You asked me, where is the restroom? But you did not rest. You went to work on blowing up my spot. And there are no excuses for dropping deuces at my daughter's birthday party and trying to cover it up with Glade Hawaiian Breeze. I appreciate the consideration, the not so courteous courtesy flush, but ain't no way apple blossom mist in a can can stand up to what emerges when you sit down. Do not say to me, it's all ready for you. Say, you might want to give it a minute. Say, I'm pretty ashamed, but enter at your own risk. Say, I just dropped a lactose intolerant nightmare in that commode, and the dust needs to settle before you even think about going in there. Shit smell beats Febreze smell every single time.
Yo, the disrespect.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
bro.
respect.
Right.
Yo, the Hawaiian breeze. Nah, bro. Like, it never works. Never.
Ever.
Thank you for
Never.
that poem, Hiram. Next up, we have Carlos. Carlos, let's bless the mic one more time. Your mic is off.
Sorry about that. This is the Thanksgiving dinner guest. Small talk at the dinner table on Thanksgiving. One of the guests says he is a software developer for Microsoft. The other is a contractor in the union. The other owns a Subway restaurant. The other drives a tow truck. And you, what do you do? Well, damn, I command words for a living. I conduct words and syllables. I build stanzas to make couplets with ballpoint pens and paint. I architect quatrains with black ink and number two pencils. I ghostwrite for R&B female singers and Latin jazz groups. I'm a script engineer. I convert beats into songs. I'm an audio architect. I built foundations and bridges out of 48 bars and three hooks. I'm a poetry physician, a theatrical technician, a designer of diction, archbishop of this lyrical religion, dictionary physician, encyclopediatrician. I'm a verse villain. Me versus the universes. I got words like foreign films with subtitles. What do you do? I'm an attorney for Larry H. Parker, and you? I'm a truck driver for Albertsons, and you? I'm a registered nurse for Kaiser Permanente, and you? What do you do? I'm a regional manager for Wells Fargo, and you? What do you do? Me, I write dope shit. I fill up composition book pages front and back. I write constitutions for community college associated student body organizations. I write real shit, corporate America. I write prayers for angels. I write operas for tenors. I write plays about Shakespeare. I write radio commercials for Dos Equis. I write jokes for politicians. I write policies and odysseys, and I'm working on my third epic. I write haikus and battle raps. I got notebooks the size of phone books. I write success stories of homies from the hood that made it. I write draft scriptures and words that paint pictures just in case Jesus comes back next year and starts to hire people to write for the New Testament. I'm rewriting my resume to apply for Judgment Day as a writer for the New Bible's Revival and turn in my application for Apostle Disciple. What do you do? I'm a LAPD police officer. And you? I'm a dental assistant. I'm a social worker for the County of Los Angeles. And you? Pass the mashed potatoes and gravy, please. Thank you. Who, me? I write. My name's Carlos. Nice to meet you. And I'm the one who wrote this poem. Thank you.
Yo,
Thank
Woo!
you,
that's what's
Carlos,
up.
for that piece.
Yes. All right, Carlos. Thank you so much for that. So next we'll go to King. You want to bless the mic one more time for us?
Well, in this game, you know how I play. Don't I would like for one of the co-hosts
Okay.
to spit some
I,
pieces. I
I
mean,
wanted
You
to
know,
give
you 2 dicks
I
in.
wanted to give Mo Flows and Sincere a little more time because they knew we know
oh yeah,
everybody else. So just give them another poem and then we can go back
yeah.
to
Bring it
Okay.
back to Mo Flow.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we coming back to you, Most Flows.
Oh, it's back to me. Okay.
Yes.
All right. My mind intertwines the principles of jazz and blues and the stews of hip hop. The latter which has labeled me a hypocrite, a thorn in the side of my people, off keynote speaking and sound off for freedom. You see, it's from jazz and blues to bebop, to doo wop, to R&B, rock and roll, to hip hop, and passing baton, old man, but it's been fumbled with. You letting go before I get a good grip. Don't trip. This is a race we cannot afford to lose. I'm running to the rhythm of hip hop, and you still running to the blues on broken strings, cut like premature umbilical cords. So it's only natural to you. I come off sounding so off tune, like Langston Hughes with an attitude, reciting I too, but I'm reciting my own haiku, and it goes like this: produced by Jim Crow. Crack rock and roll on black blocks, beatbox on cell blocks. You see, that don't sound like the Harlem Renaissance. It sounds like the crackle and burn of the control. It sounds like the crackle and pop of the controlled burn set by gaslighting black and brown neighborhoods to maintain the tone of this nation's ambiance. My mind intertwines the principles of jazz and blues and the tunes of hip hop. Both taught in classrooms built in cotton top fields, fed on lunch and shared crops, and we, like our seed, has been sown in foreign soil, so the produce reaped stems from a collage of learned behavior, nurtured by the green thumb of the massa, perfectly formed and gentrificated masses, outlined in red tape that shines, outlined in red tape under an artificial sun that shines bright through trees so we can see nooses at high noon. They got us watered and fertilized with self-hate by one. And we believe the victory's won, so we yelling freedom. And so many of us free but still dumb. You see, we still picking cotton for the mass, only now it's turned green. It's from horse whips to clips, and we instigate this ignorance like we world stars on social media screens. I mean, we can't seem to define us or understand the meaning of we. We can see in 3D, but we can't seem to read the fine print written in blood by the overworked fingertips of the Black Soul's manuscript. Publishing red lines on backsides. Yes, the editor has whipped up something nice. Now it's all about the cream. Get that money. Dollar bill, y'all. You see, we still ain't realized that Willie has lynched our minds, rendered our third eye blind, so we can't see that we're still hung up on hate and believing in the lie of such a well-organized crime. You see, the intellect in me wishes that Huey was still alive, and the ignorance in me wishes that Ghost was still alive. You see, that's power to the people in conflict, spinning in circles. So tell me, how do we rise? We want to run the streets and walk in the revolution at the same motherfucking time. Drop a dope beat and niggas will kill it over old school 45s and remix it. Drop a dope beat, a niggas kill it over scratched off 45s. You see how the rhythm not matching the rhyme? And so we knocking these rocks together, looking for a spark, trying to spit that fire to ignite hip hop. And like old Negro spirituals, we tell the story of our soul. Unaware of the culture divide that makes it a fairy tale, because that is where our hero lies, already behind the bars of the king's castle, or 6 feet deep underneath in the lay of the dragon. You see, we got miseducation telling me stories about white knights and shining armor at bedtime, because there's no daddy to tell me my history while standing by my bedside. So who's going to loosen this blindfold that has been my guide and show me that this walk in darkness has really been in light all along? Who's going to grab my hand and seat me at my throne and tell me about the king that I am, clothed in diamonds from the compressed coal of my black soul, carved out of the ebony stone of my hard times, bred in the blood of my royal bloodlines? Tell me, who's going to tell me about the king that I am so I can show them the princes that they can be, and we can walk together 33 degrees, turn 360 and meet the light face to face at 360. Tell me, who's going to tell me about the king that I am so I could be their living legacy, and the history of me would produce the future I bring, and they would drown in the greatness I sing until they learn to breathe me, inhale my story, and then they too will exhale and rhyme in the tongue of kings. Boom.
Take it there, brother. Take it there.
Yes.
Right. Flows.
Brought it with the last poem. Y'all gonna hear this.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. That was nice.
No doubt, bro.
Appreciate
What's
it.
up?
All right, Sincere Words, you want to bless us again?
Yes. This last poem is entitled Mother. I was almost an orphan in her ex-abortion. Miracle child, look at me now. When you do, I hope you smile. I do and I don't miss my mother. I miss my mother, my other mother, my mother. And the confusion begins because that glorious title has two recipients. So I'll begin again. I miss my mother. And I missed a mother. I lost my mom and I lost a mother, but my mother's still here, somewhere. Never around, but not too far away. I pray to God you know what you meant to me. And to the other, I thank God that you didn't stay. Mom, mother, with those words, my angel is defined. And at the same time, it's a label you carry by default because you carried me. And I don't think that's my fault. So I know who you are, and because you are, and I don't feel it, I can understand the pain, but not heal it. Heal it in the physical, although we'll always be together in the spiritual. We haven't talked. I can't bring myself to talk and walk with you through your decisions, like the many wrong ones that led you to drugs, dragging you away from your sons and daughters. I ought to tell you it's love, and it's not my plan to understand. Not because I don't want to, because I do. My story starts with you. And even though you never know, I think about you every day. You're in my soul, so don't think I'm cold or ignorant to the role you played. You wasn't present, but I'm the man you made. There was once a time I depended on you. We shared everything, poison, oxygen, and food. They say your cells remain in your mother's brain after birth. And I don't know if it's a gift or a curse that I'm forever on your mind, but you're on mine too. I think about you. And I thank you for letting me breathe. And I thank you for letting me leave.
So
Yes. So
Thank
That was
you.
definitely fly, yo.
Beautiful.
next up on the mic is our girl, Ebb and Flow. Bring it, Ebony.
Okay. You threw me in there. A little bit of feminine energy, huh? All right, well, let me see what I'm gonna come with. Let's see. One kind of caught me off guard, so give me a quick second. So I'll read this one. It's called IMEYEM. I am all boys and bikes and water holes, watermelon grown in backyard gardens. I am peace sitting under dim porch lights on patios. I am whole and broken, mended back together again. I am golden, mind deep in tropical heat. I am the weather that weathers. I am light like feather, fragile like bombs. I am mom and sometimes dad, daughter and sister. I am hoodster like urban communities and inner cities. I am lost and found and all around. I am out of town. I am brown and black and I lack nothing. I am everything and I gleam with the untainted beam. I march to the drum of my own beat. I am be right back like I never left. I am wealth
Mm.
and TANF and food stamps on lobster and shrimp. I am paid for, yet still you can't afford a glimpse. I am floor and grounded and rising and sun. I am won and lost. I am trophy on shelves collecting dust. I am fuss and fight, keep you up all night. I am peace encompassing. I am home and rolling stone. I am concrete rose and gardens grown. I am Tupac and Afeni embodied, a Black Pantherless party. I am wick and free fruit. I am almond milk too, and sharp cheddar cheese. I am macaroni and greens. I am sage and crystals. I am mental and massage, a barrage of oxymorons. Still, I am the one, never the two, a mystery to you and proof that my mitochondria DNA is always on display. I am rich and poor and ignored and seen. I am free. I am me. I am ebony blackness. I am blackberry molasses. I am class and clashing. I am wealth and healthy. I am stealth Londons. I am diamonds and gold. I am the mold that was broke. I am cascading. I am free and finding and blinding. I am perfect timing. I am Messiah's mother. I am glorious only daughter. I am a masterpiece. Just trying to masterpiece.
Mm.
Dope.
All right,
Dope.
that's
Yeah.
what's up.
Mic dropper.
Dope.
Okay, we're gonna take it back to King. He's gonna end the session.
Oh, you sure you didn't want to recite one tonight?
I don't have. Okay, let me see.
I'm
Do
trying
that
to
us.
be a gentleman. You know what I
The
mean?
us one.
So,
Okay. Wait. I'm okay. Okay, I'll do us. Us. They labeled us, banded us, abused us, owned us, used us, turned us, separated us, mistreated us. In my lifetime, I have never been mistreated, disrespected, turned on, abused, used, cursed, put down, led astray by no one other than my own race. I have never knew what it felt like, the betrayal, the envy, the jealousy, the disregard, the lies, the backstabbing, the mistrust, the misleading, and it all came from us. I was taught that they were the bad ones. They were the racist ones. They were the ones that were disregarding me, put me down, lie on me, backstab me, betrayed me. I'm not saying that there are not some racists out there that don't like me, but I've never been in a situation where I had to face fears in front of them. It's always been us. The nightmares walking, the psychopaths talking, the predators, the rapists, the child molesters, my mother, my father, my sister, my coworkers, us. My own race were the people that looked like me turned on me, disregarded me, raped me, beat me, betrayed me, lied on me, gave up on me, but I never have I ever given up on us. I still love us, fight for us, stand up for us. I'm the just one among us that's going to change the stigma about us. All it takes is just one of us to change how we think and feel about us, how we love us, how we connect with us, how we treat us, how we care for us, how we are there for us, how we show up for us, how we build for us, how we value us, how we are loyal to us. It is time for us to change us. Control the narrative. Change the stigma about us. No more nightmares, no more fears, no more tears. Build trust in us.
Yes. All right.
Yeah,
Creative poet, us.
yeah.
Woo! That's my favorite one.
No,
Favorite.
came through on that one. That's what's up.
Back to you, King.
I knew he was gonna go there. I was trying to pull a fast one. All right, this is a piece from my other book called Monumental Potential, available on Amazon.
Hey, King. Did King tell y'all that he had 20 books and 3 coming out?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's in the works.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Man, that's right.
All right, this piece is called Check It Out. From the era of TDK cassettes and boom boxes, ciphers at the gym banging on them steel lockers. Couldn't afford Dockers, had pinstripe leaves, corny ass Converse, Chinese mock neck, short sleeves. Blowing trees in easy water, them joints were nice spliffs. Drinking old gold back in them days, nobody tripped. Nice shorties growing up fast, all from my past. In the projects on the terraces where I hone my craft. I was the good, bad, and ugly personality of a Gemini. There was no unity, only watching them snake eyes. Play ball in the park amongst the hoop dreamers. Even the twins got busy from the Bronx, Lena and Tina. My red light, green light wasn't special, it was regular, mixed with a molecular feeling that got better. Entering the universe during Galaxian wartime. My son of sun shines, leave minds mentally blind. Okay,
Woo! Thank you for that
Dope,
piece.
dope, dope.
We want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And I really, really enjoyed you all. We have like a time for one more poem. And I just want to ask Mo Flows if he can do the last poem and bless us with more poem before we end.
and also I would like everybody to stay on before we end, after we end the show. Okay, good. More flow.
You're
You
muted.
muted.
I'll mute your mic.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's see. I was prepped with 4. Let me see. I could pull another one up. Strong woman, black woman, understandably misunderstood woman. You'll be called out your name, but always show love, woman, and I love you, woman. Will always call you my own woman, you my air woman, my breath of life, woman. I inhale you when I'm feeling down so I can get high. Rise above this cold world and let it pass me by. I inhale you when shit get hard, cause your high easy me my woman. Your breath is the wind beneath my wings that carries me to higher elevations, molding my mind and filling me with inspirations, molding me with aspirations. And I may be scarred with his reflection, but it's this hell of your carbonation that brought about this creation. You're my air woman, my breath of life woman. I inhale and you become reminiscent of time spent being in your presence. When hard-headedness made me a victim of ill punishment and yet still the beholder of your comfortness. And many days I find myself looking forward to yesterday like it was tomorrow. So I'm inhale you deep today before I find myself exhaling you tomorrow. Strong woman, black woman, understand, be misunderstood, woman. You'll be called out your name, but always show love, woman. You're my feature presentation, woman, my flesh, my blood, woman. When I look into your eyes, I see all that I am. Mesmerized by the past that made me a man, mystified by the future of being the hand that rocks the cradle, the hand that'll feed you, the hand that'll be your protector, yet and still the hand that needs you. It's funny how raising you and flip the script and simultaneously indulge in raising me. You're going to grow to be a strong woman, black woman, Understand, be misunderstood, woman. You'll be called out your name, but always show love, woman. I know the day come when extended fingers won't be enough to grasp your hand, but I'll be comforted from the fact of knowing my love can't be outdone by any man, because you'll always be part of me, woman. My Achilles, woman. You help me keep in the race. You help me keep my stride. My motivation, woman. You give me the want to go on. You give me my drive. And you're my heart, woman. I can hear you before I begin to speak. I can see you when my eyes are closed. Even underwater, I can smell the scent of your rose. You're the pulse rolling through my beating veins. Inject me to keep me from going insane. I mean, you're my drug, woman. You're good for my health. For a high view, I sell to you myself. I just want to smoke this spliff with you. For a high view, I sell to you myself. I want to walk around the mall with you. It'll help my reputation. You like my fire, woman. Pour me over you like hot wax, and I get your body hot, filling your crevices and cracks. Together we intertwine like the locks of Samson hair. That means the longer we're together, the stronger our love. And I swear, forever's where you want to go, then I'm going to take you there. God must have put his finger in the water when he poured life in you, woman. You just too damn fine, woman. Like that aged fine wine, woman. I'd be less of a man not to acknowledge your presence. Even less of a man to ignore such an essence. How could I call myself a man if all my women were gone? That's why every night I get down on my knees. I thank God for taking my ribs and giving me my woman.
Woo.
So,
That's how you end the show.
that's right. That's the mic dropper.
Yes.
That's what's up, bro. That was fly. You know what I
Appreciate
mean?
it.
Thank you. Beautiful piece.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. We really enjoyed your presence. We know you could have been anywhere else, but you were here with us at the Westside Connection Poetry Corner, and we really, really appreciate that. Thank you all so much for being here tonight.
Thank you, guys. Don't
Peace.